Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright. Hey everybody, let's learn an easy finger-picking version of Silent Night. Now, not only am I going to teach you how to play this song, but I'm going to teach you some tips and tricks along the way that are going to make things so much easier. All right, so let's get started. So a lot of people wonder, like, what is the magic of finger-picking? And really, the magic lies behind the fact that if you hold your chord, and then you basically can pick any string in a rhythm and it's gonna sound good, which is pretty awesome. So first I have my C chord, and when I'm playing my C chord, my thumb is going to be assigned to the A string, my index finger will be assigned to the G string, and then my middle finger on my picking hand is going to be assigned to the B string. Now this song is in 3/4, so that means that the quarter note gets the beat and there are 3 beats in the measure. But you see I have eighth notes, so we have to count 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and. So first pluck the A string, then the G string, B string, G string, B string, G string. Okay, so we have thumb, index, middle, index, middle, index, thumb, index, middle, index. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and. So here's a tip for your picking hand. You could have it over here or over here. I like to keep it more so right here because of my arm shape. I'm actually really short and my arms are short. So I like to keep my pinky anchored on top of the guitar so that I don't feel like my hand's just floating around. I have an anchor right here, and then my fingers are plucking the strings. Now full speed it would sound like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2. Silent night, holy night. All right, now we go to a G7. We're going to go over this slowly. I'm going to be using this voicing right here. Now my thumb is going to be plucking the G string. Then my index and my middle finger are going to be moved strings closer to my toes. So now we have the B string and the E string. So we went from more like the inner strings to the outer strings. Do you see that? So we have all is calm. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and then we go back to the C. All is bright. But so it's the same finger picking pattern that we used before for the C chord. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and. All right, so try all is calm, a little slower. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3. Now C. All is bright. All right, now we have an F chord. You could choose the bar chord if you're feeling Olympic and you like the bar chord. This one uses this bar chord, this arrangement. So you know how I had my index finger on the the index finger on the G string and then middle finger on the B string for the C chord? For the F chord, your thumb is just going to move one string closer to your toes to the D string. And it's that same thumb, index, middle, index, middle, index pattern. So we have 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and then we have a C chord. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and back to Holy Infant So, and it's back to an F for 2 measures and then C for 2 measures. Sleep in Heavenly Peace, we have that G7 for 2 measures and then C for 2 measures, C for a measure, G7 for a measure, and C for a measure. Now we already learned the finger picking pattern for that, so you just use that finger picking pattern again. So if we have our G7, that means thumb is going to be plucking the E string, and then index and middle fingers will be plucking the B and the E strings. And then when you go back to the C, thumb will pluck the inner strings. We have the A string, B string, and the G string. All right, so Sleep in Heavenly Peace. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and C chord. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and G7. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and... Now, as I was demoing that, I don't know if you noticed this, but on the G string, I accidentally plucked a string that really wasn't in the pattern, but maybe you didn't notice it. Do you know why? It's because it's the same thing that I mentioned at the very beginning of the video. The magic of finger picking is that if you hold your fingers in the chord and then you pluck whatever strings within a rhythm, you can't lose. If you want more tutorials that are free, I'm going to leave that over here in a playlist. And if you're looking for a place to start, I have an affordable beginner's guitar course where you can learn the fun, the fast, and the stress-free way. It has so many different videos that you can choose from and different levels so that you can choose where you are, where you're at. It just meets you where you are. I'm going to leave it over here. And remember, you are loved. Bye.